asked you this, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, to list your top 3 or top 5 favorite Hans Zimmer scores. I don't know if you remember what your answers were, but because you and I we were just talking about this just a little bit ago about Zimmer winning, and in a way, and when I was looking at all the nominees, I don't think it was a particularly strong field for scores this year. You know, and so I think Dune was always at the forefront of winning best score, and so him winning it wasn't necessarily a surprise, um, but yeah, I agree. I don't think Dune is anywhere close to Zimmer's best work. And you said this is his second. I think the first one was for Lion King. So Zimmer, out of all the incredible work that he has done, the only time he has ever won an Oscar previously was back in 1994 or 95 whenever Lion King came out, which is crazy to think about. So I think my opinion for best Zimmer scores, and I should I need to be more conscientious of how I say this, because I kind of get bugged talking about our subjective opinions on things like this by saying the best instead of my favorite. So my favorite scores, and I think, and I just think about which Zimmer scores I listen to the most. But genuinely, my favorite scores, I would say number one is Man of Steel. Number two is Gladiator, and then I'd say number three is Interstellar. So, and it's kind of hard to think about really like putting these in order, thinking of like my top three, because he is, I think, outside of John Williams, I think Hans Zimmer is probably, I think he's probably one of the most, um, I don't know, I think outside of John Williams, I think he's the most talented composer that Hollywood has seen. I think just his style is so unique and it's so captivating, and
Hmm.
and his ability to and um to make a movie better, to make a bad movie seem okay. Like you and I, we talk a lot about the score for Dark Phoenix, which is not a good movie at all, but his score for that movie is incredible. And I mean, just
Yep.
thinking about or listening to his music in that movie almost makes me want to watch the movie. That's how good his music is in that movie. But so all
I
right.
remember when I watched that thing, I completely forgot that Zimmer did the score for it. I remember listening to it when it came on, and I think it's like when they're in the rocket. I've only seen it once, but I remember quite clearly it was like the space rocket like going up, and when they really start to
Mhm.
play the proper music for the theme for it. And I was like, and I remember thinking, I was like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is really good. I was like, this sounds like something Hans Zimmer would do. And then it like literally as I had that thought, I was like, hold on a minute. I was like, no, this is Zimmer. I was like, okay, yeah. And I was like, oh, at least I feel like I'm kind of not biased at Zimmer. I like everything that Zimmer does. I remember having that thought process. I was like,
Yeah.
he just is amazing.
All right. So, what are your top three, man?
Oh
Top
man,
three
for
Zimmer
me, when
scores.
you told me this, but to be honest, I feel like I was just trying to pick on the spot, and I kind of reevaluated thinking about it, um, because I kind of just think I need to really go for the ones that I go back to the most. um, and re-listen to a lot, because like every time like every time it releases a decent score, I kind of hammer it to death. So I really hammered like Man of Steel to death at the time. But I think the top three ones that I go back to the most is The Last Samurai. I listened to The Last Samurai score loads. I think it's just amazing. I think like every track on it is just incredible. Like, and I think it's such a good score just to kind of listen to from beginning to end when doing work or just wanting to listen to some like really kind of cool music with decent headphones and stuff. I think it really captures so many different elements. So that's really cool. Then I'd say The Dark Knight.
Hmm.
Not sure if that's just because I love the film so much, maybe. But no, I love pretty much every track on the Dark Knight. Um, and then I'd probably say Lion King. I go back to Lion King a lot. I do really like the Lion King score. And I was really glad when they did the remake that they obviously brought Zimmer back and he did the score, and it's kind of like a remastered version in a way. Like he kind of kept true to kind of what he originally created, but there's some new stuff in there and tweaks the tracks, which I thought was really cool. So I go back to that one quite often. Um, So yeah, that's yeah. So Lion King, The Last Samurai, and The Dark Knight, I would say are my three probably favorite ones. The ones I go back to the most to listen to.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, congratulations to Hans Zimmer. I mean, it's hard to disagree that it was not deserving. I think he probably should have won an Oscar for a few other films as well. But congrats, that's awesome. If you enjoyed this clip of the Mega Movie Show, you can watch the full episode by clicking this link right here in the video. And be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons on your way out.